Hi everybody, my name is David with Klappenberger Son, and you're probably getting ready to paint your kitchen cabinets, and you want to make sure you grab the right cabinet paint, a paint that will self-level the best to give you the closest thing to a factory finish if you're not spraying. This video is about paints that self-level the best, that have the smoothest finish, and yet all these paints that I'm showing you right here are all very durable. They all withstand grease, crayon, mustard, all those stains that can get on cabinets. It cleans up very easily. So these are all very durable, high quality paints. Some of them aren't even actually technically kitchen cabinet paints, but they can be used on kitchen cabinet paints, and I've tested them for years now to make sure that they hold up. But the question now is, if we're going to be brushing and or rolling, which one is going to self-level the best, give you the closest thing that you can get to a factory finish? Something I forgot to mention is that we are going to be brushing the kitchen cabinets with a silver tip 2.5 inch sash Worcester brush. I love Worcester brushes. You'll notice that's all I use. And Worcester was kind enough to donate a couple cases. We're going to be giving one case to a contractor who subscribes and writes a nice comment. One random contractor. And if you are a do-it-yourselfer, we're going to be giving you a free brush if you sign up, write a comment, you subscribe and all that stuff to a couple of do-it-yourselfers. So we have a couple cases of brush and we'll be giving away. Thank you so much, Worcester. Let's get started. The worst of the group, still an excellent paint, very durable. The one that I would pick last if I was not going to spray would be the Baird Dynasty. Very durable, but the brush stroke marks were very visible. The next two were Ultralast by Pittsburgh, which can also be bought at Home Depot. And if you are at Home Depot and you just want to buy a Home Depot product, see if they have the Ultralast first. That would be your best bet at Home Depot. It does self-level really, really well, but not as well as the other ones. Ultralast is not a kitchen cabinet paint per se. It's just a trim paint that comes in a satin finish, ideal for painting kitchen cabinets. The fourth best is C2, which is the first really true kitchen cabinet paint so far. The brush strokes really are starting to self-level, and you might have a hard time finding C2 in your area, but if you do, it's a very good kitchen cabinet paint, and the brush strokes do self-level, but there's a few that are still better. Tied with C2 is Command by Benjamin Moore. Again, Command is not a true kitchen cabinet paint, but a lot of painting contractors use it for painting kitchen cabinets. It self-levels very well, and it's incredibly durable. And if you have Command and you already bought it, just go ahead and use it. You're going to love it. But if you haven't bought the paint yet, there's still 3 more that self-level a little bit better than Command or C2. These next two paints brush out very, very well. They also roll out very well. I prefer brushing over rolling. They self-levels very well. It's Benjamin Moore Advanced, and it's Insulex Cabinet Coat. Now, Insulex Cabinet Coat is made by Benjamin Moore, so both of these are Benjamin Moore paints, but they're very different from each other. The Cabinet Coat can be recoated in a few hours. The Advanced paint needs 16 hours between recoat. Both of them are very durable, super smooth finishes, but the recoat time for the Advanced is much longer than the Insulex. Out of the 7 very durable paints suitable for kitchen cabinets, the one that's self-leveled the best by brushing and rolling is a product that's not made to be brushed or rolled. It's made to be sprayed only. It's called the Gallery Series. It's by Sherwin Williams. It's a spray only. Why? Because the color or the sheen might not match up if you touch it up. It also dries very quickly. It's a lacquer-based product. It's a waterborne lacquer-based product. It just dries quickly, so it's harder to work for. It certainly might not be for homeowners. You need to work quick with it, but it self-levels better than any other paint out there with a brush and a roller. I think you can see how well this looks compared to the other paints. One other very popular paint that I forgot to mention, and I'm sure if you paint kitchen cabinets, you're saying, what about the emerald urethane? It's an outstanding paint. It self-levels very well, but it doesn't self-level as well as the cabinet coat by Inslex or Benjamin Moore Advance. It is very durable. It does self-level nicely, but more in line with, say, C2 would probably be about it. The self-leveling is about the same. It's nice and smooth to the touch, but you can see the brush strokes faintly in there. So my first choice, believe it or not, is still the Gallery Series paint from Sherwin Williams. It just self-levels the best. It's incredibly durable, but I do recommend that you prime it. It says that it's self-priming, saying it can save you a step, but I noticed that going over oak cabinets, there was some yellowing that took place, and if it was where it was primed with a shellac primer, there wasn't any yellowing coming through. So go with the Gallery Series. You're not going to really save a coat of paint anywhere because you're going to prime with the shellac and then put 2 coats of the Gallery on top of it. But as far as brushing that on, even though they say it's not a brushing paint, you're not supposed to do it, you're spray only. If you work quickly with a roller and go over it with a brush, or just go over it with a roller, you're going to find that it is very easy to work with. And I didn't have any issues with coloring not matching up, especially if you're going to use white. Down the road, maybe if you try to touch something up, you're going to end up having to paint the entire cabinet door or drawer or whatever have you. It just, in order for there to be no difference in color. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and remember, you can win these Worcester silver tip brushes, which are absolutely fantastic and are going to give you as good a job as you can possibly get. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the next one.